Good morning. How are you today? Fabulous and getting better. I like that. So we're done, and so it is. Oh, so welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Reverend Patrick, and right over here is the beautiful Reverend Rita. It's okay. You never call on anybody unless you have food in your mouth or you're about ready to take a drink. And we have the Foxes over here, Michael and Carrie, our beautiful, beautiful music team here. Yeah. It's been quite a week, and I'm glad that we're here. I'm very glad we're here, aren't you? It's good to be around family anytime, but this week feels extra special, doesn't it? Yes, it does. So, before we get started on this wonderful, beautiful ride that we're about to take today, I would like to bring up our wonderful Michelle LeMay. And I'm only laughing because there's several things on the docket with you today. But let's start out with the announcements that we have for the month of November. So bring up Michelle LeMay, who is our board member and our practitioner student.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. All righty. Wow, there's a lot of new faces here and lots of visitors. Fantastic. Welcome, everybody. And we have lots going on here at the center. Everything is on the flyer that you got when you first came in. But first and foremost, I do want to direct our attention to the bookstore. Right now, Katie's standing over there. Oh, I'm walking away from it. But Reverend Diane has been so gracious to help out there. So we have calendars that her partner, Sue Buckley, have created with all her own photos from Kaua'i, all attached with quotes from Ernest Holmes. And then for the month of November, all Ernest Holmes books are 20% off. So please see Reverend Diane for that. There you are. Perfect. And then also on this coming Tuesday, something that's been recently added to the schedule because of popularity, Reverend Diane, again, is going to be holding a personal visioning here. So it's a place for us to come and really design. Visioning is something that we do, one of our spiritual practices, to really put forth what we are wanting to create in our life. So that's going to be here on Tuesday at 6 o'clock. And then we've got all sorts of things going on. So Saturday, also with Reverend Diane. We should just have you. I didn't realize that it was. I know, will you please stand up? I didn't even really realize when I was going through. But we have our twice a month, which is Powerful or Powerless, which is based on the 12-step program and intertwining it with the spiritual principles of science of mind. So please come for that. That's on Saturday from 10 to 11:30. We're also going to be having a Thanksgiving Eve service. So lots of us have things going on Thanksgiving, so we're going to do it the night before, which is the 23rd, which is going to be a Wednesday night, and it's going to be potluck, poo-poos, music, and just a celebration of gratitude and Thanksgiving in our life. So please join us for that. Next Sunday, we're going to have the Men and Women's Consciousness directly after service, and we're also going to do Birthday Sunday then as well. And we usually hold that for the last Sunday, but the reason why we're having it next Sunday is because the last Sunday is when we are going to celebrate Michael and Carrie with a big going a hui ho party. We're not saying going away, we're just saying a hui ho party that's going to be on the 27th. So that's also going to be a potluck because we love to eat. So there we go. I think I got all of those. Oh, yes, and then we have spiritual cinema. Every month we try to do a spiritual movie. So this is going to be Friday on November 25th at 6:30, and that's going to be My Name is Bill W. So that's going to be the spiritual cinema movie for this month. All right. Now? Okay, fantastic. Thank you for your kind attention. And I'm also going to be doing the meditation. So I'll just stay here and invite you all to settle into your seats, take deep breaths, letting everything go that came before this moment. I'll give a seed thought if you'd like to take in with you from Monica Zanda. I am ready to receive the divine inheritance that is intended for me. I am ready to receive the divine inheritance that is intended for me. ready to receive the divine inheritance that is intended for me. As you bring yourself back to your body and to this room, knowing that the divine inheritance is already inside of us. For God is the source and substance of our supply, and it is right here, right now. God's spirit source is everywhere, all the time, in and through me and each and every one of you, always and in always. And I know our time together at service is a divine appointment, bringing all of us here to give and receive, to give and receive, to give and receive. That everything is unfolding absolutely perfectly, from the words shared and heard to the music that is felt. In this service, we just absorb and we learn and we grow and we share. And I'm grateful for this time that we have together to remember who we are, to remember what we are, to remember where we are. And I release my word into a law that only says yes and supports our every want and need. As together we say, and so it is.
Aloha again, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to take a moment to light our peace candle. We do it every Sunday to remember that no matter what is happening in the outside world, peace begins within our own hearts and goes out into our lives and further across the universe as we recognize it in ourselves. So let's sing our beautiful chant.
Let's send this out, definitely out to our brothers and sisters out in this wonderful, wonderful world.
The words are in your program.
Peace inside my heart, peace inside my soul, peace in our world starts with me. Peace inside my heart, peace inside my soul, peace in our world starts with me. Peace inside my heart, peace inside my soul, peace in our world starts with me. One more time. Peace inside my heart, peace inside my soul, peace in our world starts with me.
And so it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael, can you turn me up just a little? It feels like I don't have any sound. I don't know.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah, now maybe
it
better.
is.
Can you hear me all right? I'm going to
Yeah,
just talk
good.
louder. That's what I'm going to do.
Let that opera
And I've been
inning
told I
come
don't
on
talk loud
out.
enough. Where's
Yes.
that operatic voice that I have? Okay, so, woo! Yeah,
Aloha.
right. Okay, so welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Kaua'i. Thank you, Michelle, for your opening invocation and meditation. Thank you, Michael and Carrie, for your beautiful music, as always. And thank you, everyone, for being here today. And you are in a Center for Spiritual Living, where we practice the science of mind and spirit, a universal teaching that says that everything starts within our own minds, nowhere else. Right where we are, that's where it starts, just like we sang in our peace song. So what I know about that is that as Ernest Holmes says, sometimes the worst times are the times to when we can do our best work. So that's the time that we can go within even deeper, and we're going to be talking a lot about that today, and claim that place within us and watch it just ripple out into the world. So with that said,
And I would just like to add, it is, as I was saying earlier, it is good to have a family. We had our wonderful vigil this week on Election Day itself, and we were open for from 7 to 7, and it was for just to get everything a little more aligned. And I also don't like the idea that when things happen in our world that we kind of bypass them. But what I want to say about what is happening here is that there is a call for a much higher power to be known. And that higher power is coming right here, right now in this moment. Whatever you're feeling, I just want you to know, honor that. If it's celebration, honor that. If it's not, honor that. Because we are about our feelings. And the moment that we can understand that and really be with that it's okay to feel whatever we feel and then come back on principle, which is that love is everything. We will never, ever, ever do anything good without love as our source and backing it. So with knowing that, welcome home. This is a place that we can call home. This is a place of safety. This is a place of love. So knowing that. Who's here for the very first time and wondering what is going on here? Yes, they're going, what did I do and where's the door? Where's the door? Okay, I know I just met you. There we go. Okay, so we have a little.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Over here, Katie.
There we go. I know there's some other new people, so we're just going to give you a little something. There we go.
Okay, good.
And to think that you didn't raise your hand and there was a check for 10 grand in there. Just saying. That's a part of our claim your inheritance. Too late.
Actually, I have to say that we can thank Michelle Malame for that, because she got Patrick and I back into the idea of having a membership, not a membership, but a welcome packet, and she actually did it.
Yeah, so there you go.
Thank you, Michelle.
Another half. So,
and she is the membership coordinator.
So who is here for the first time? We need to tell you something about yourself, and that is what? You are magnificent. Yes, you are. And he says, yes, I know that. And we know that about you because we know that about ourselves. Shall we say it all together? I am magnificent. And then Jonathan, back there, who's flying solo today because Rob and Roseanne are in China. So what's happening back there is he's pointing that beautiful, beautiful camera out at us, and that means that people are watching us. So whatever happens in Kaua'i does not stay in Kaua'i because they are watching us. So let's say aloha to everybody that's live streaming today. Aloha. Let them know they're magnificent. You are magnificent. Woo!
Woo!
Yes. Now that's just, I'm ready. I'm energized. I'm gassed up.
Okay, so I think we're ready for our opening song.
We are indeed. Stand if that makes you feel good.
All right. Aloha. Stretch it out, everybody. We got this. We're all in this together. Unity.
Good morning.
Virtue. Pono.
When I wake up,
Waking up.
I look to the sun. A new thought
Breathing in those moments.
is within me. In this world, I'm on my mission, where we are rising up to live our life with integrity. 'Cause I am the love that comes from the sun. I am a rainbow rising on. Every single race out of space, shine on, shine on. Yes, I am the love that comes from the sun. I am a rainbow rising on. Everybody here singing loud and clear. Give love, give love, give love.
So what I know right here and right now is that we do give love from that space within us. that is sacred, that is whole, that is complete at all times. And I dedicate this service to that, to this love within each of us that exudes out of us and out into the world. And I know that I claim that today, I announce it, and I know that we lift consciousness higher and higher each time that we do that. And I just know that it is so, and I claim it is so, and I give thanks for that it is so, as I say, and so it is.
Yes, I am the love that comes from the sun, and I am a rainbow rising on. Every single race out of space, shine on,
Shine on.
shine on. Yes, I am the love
Sing it, everybody, come on.
from the sun, and I am a rainbow rising on. Everybody here singing loud and clear, give love, give love, give love. And I am the love that comes from the sun, and I am a rainbow rising on. Every single race out of space, shine on, shine on, shine on.
Come on, Patrick, with me. Shine on, brother. That's my brother.
Calling me out. Oh, my.
So
Every day's a different day,
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is.
Yeah, it is. I
So
love
every
it.
few months, we get to celebrate new members that come into Center for Spiritual Living Kaua'i and decide to make it their home. Their home of place that they can come and just experience Ohana, experience themselves at their highest level. And all of us do that, whether we're members or not. But when you become a member, what happens is you're making a commitment, a stronger, deeper commitment to yourself to do that. So, and a commitment to our Center for Spiritual Living Kaua'i, and we totally just honor that and appreciate it. So we would like to invite Michelle LeMay up again.
Because she's our board
Because she's our member
here today.
coordinator, our new member. The cards are right there.
And board.
She is going to call out the names, and when she does, if those people could come up and take a card from her, take a hug from Patrick and I. If you want it. If you don't want it, that's fine too.
Oh, yeah, right.
Now that I...
Like they haven't
or
been
at
waiting
least
on
a
bated
handshake,
breath to do
and
it.
just take a place up here in a line, okay? So that's what we'll do. And I don't know if all those people are here today.
Great. So Richard Stillman is the first one. Yay! Oh, Stillman. Sorry, Richard Diamond. Sorry. I'm pointing right at Richard, too. I'm sorry, Richard Diamond. Sorry about that. I don't know where that came. I don't even know where that came from.
Richard Diamond just
Crystal Chow. No. All right. Well, so Perry Watson. She's off island. Okay. Carla Watson is also. They were here last week, right? Is they who? Yep. All right. And then Robert Gluckson. He usually sits over here. No. All right. We're gonna have to do this again. B and Wright. All right. Sarah Tina. I think she's up north this weekend. Oh, yay, Steve. We know Steve is here. Backenhoff.
So this means you two get all the loving. All the loving.
So we'd like to sing this song, and we're all singing together. We'll sing it one time, in case you don't know it, so that we can get the hand motions down, all right? And then we'll sing, well, we can sing to them. So it goes like this. You are the face of God. This is a song by Karen Drucker. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Let's do it again. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are Okay.
No matter how many times you do the song, I'm telling you.
I know, it's
just-
a very special song.
Yeah? Oh, a lot of love in this room today.
Okay. I think it's my turn. Patrick kind of
And
already
so it
gave my
is.
talk before, but that's okay. I think we can hear it again. I picked out this little card this morning out of the Science of Mind card deck over there that I have at home. And I thought it was really appropriate. It said, "There is no obstruction one cannot dissipate by the power of truth." So we learn to go deeply within ourselves and speak as though there were a presence there that knows. It is most worthwhile to commune with spirit, to sense it, and to feel it. There is no obstruction one cannot dissipate by the power of truth. So, I don't know about you, but this has been a tough 2 years, really. And I said to myself, I will never do that again. I will never spend my time like that again. That's not what it's about. And last week, it all came to a head, right? And like Patrick said before, we all have our feelings one way or the other. But as we look out into the world, we see that there's a lot of dissension, right? And a lot of like people split. Our country is just basically split in half. And I don't know if you all felt this, but I felt like, what am I going to do? I wanted to do something more. Did anybody feel that? You wanted to do something more? You were like looking out. I mean, I went out and people have been forwarding me causes and things that I could get involved in. And I was like, I just wanted to do something more than even what I'm doing here, because I felt like there was something I should be doing. And then I got this idea that it doesn't really work to just rush out and do something out of a reaction, whatever it is, like to just rush out and go, I'm going to just go do something, because it's not coming from a place of peace and serenity. It's coming from a place of, I'm going to fix something, And in reality, there is nothing that we ever have to fix. There's only something we have to reveal. That's what we teach in this teaching, is that healing is revelation, revealing. It's not going out and fixing someone or something or whatever that we're trying to fix. So the only place that can happen is within ourselves. And we say it every single solitary Sunday. And I say it to myself every single solitary day. And yes, I look out and I see a lot of dissension and unrest and people angry and all of that. And then I say to myself, I wonder how we got here. And then I know something that's called the subjective consensus that we believe in this teaching, which is that the majority is basically, if you latch yourself on to what the majority is feeling, or if you latch yourself on to something in consciousness, whatever it is, that's what's going to play out. The biggest part of that's going to play out in our own lives and in other lives. And I had to look at each part of my own life and go, where in my own life am I feeling dissension? Because that's just the microcosm of the macrocosm. So I have to look at that and like clean that all out. And this morning, I was listening to Deepak Chopra and his meditation with Oprah. I don't know if anybody's tuned into that, but his 21-day. And he said, what we react strongly to in another person is about something within ourselves that needs healing. This is a tough one. Because we've all felt judgment, right? Not just about political figures or whatever, but people in our lives, family members, whatever. Have you ever thought that perhaps what we react strongly to in another person is about something within ourselves that needs healing? Because we're mirrors, right? And if we recognize it, it's got to be part of us, because that's how Jesus was able to heal, because he didn't recognize any of that other stuff. He just recognized goodness and love and wholeness. So that's what he was, and that's what he reflected out. So this week in the Ernest Holmes class, the Essential Ernest Holmes, we celebrated our last class, and we read, it was great. And it was a very powerful class, and we sat in a circle and we read something that Ernest Holmes wrote later in his life called the Sermon by the Sea. And it was a speech he gave at Asilomar, where CSL used to have their retreats, or they still do upon occasion, but they used to do it every year there in the summer. Asilomar is on the Monterey coast. And he said, "Find me one person who is for something and against nothing, who is redeemed enough not to condemn others out of the burden of his soul, and I will find another Savior, another Jesus, another exalted human being. Find me one person who no longer has any fear of the universe or of God or of man or of anything else, and you will have brought to me someone in whose presence we may sit, and fear shall vanish as clouds before sunlight. Find me one person." Now, that one person that he's talking about, who do you think it is? It's each of us, because we each have that one person within us. That one person is who we are. That's what we're capable of. So if I go out searching for something to do in anger and hurt, giving to whatever organization I can find that might, be able to help or whatever, when really what I should be doing is going within first and then following wherever I am led by that. And that might just be giving a smile to someone at the beach. I don't know about you, but I gave a lot of extra smiles this week when I was walking. Because I'm an organization, and you are an organization of God's intelligence, of God's heart, of God's compassion, and of God's right action. You are, and I am, and we all are. So if you think of people like Gandhi and Martin Luther King and, Jesus and all these people that went out and started movements, they did it in reactions to things, but they also did it from where? From within themselves, as they were called to do. So what I'm inviting us to do is to find out what that is within us, and that we don't buy into fear, because to tell you the truth, what does fear do? We know what the law and cause and effect does, and we've seen it play out. It just promotes more fear. It just promotes more. It has to. So we have to go beyond the condition of it all and go within and find that love within us. So I quoted this in my blog this week, and it's the Kennedy quote: "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." So this is what we can do for our country and our world, is what I'm talking about right now. Instead of just going out and thinking the politicians solve our problems, they don't. We know that. They haven't solved them yet. So we did this workshop this week called what's it called? Bold Design for Living. And it came right on November 9th. And how appropriate it was, because it made us all go within and to just really look at what our purpose was, without any obstructions to it, without any conditions. We compromise, like we talked about last week. Compromise what you want in life. No, we did it, and they had to think so fast that one person said, I didn't even have time, because we said, if anything comes up in your mind that's going, no, you can't do that, blah, 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 just put it in this garbage can. And we had a garbage can there. And one person said, I was thinking so fast about what I wanted that I couldn't, and when it came up, I just went, ugh, I don't need that anymore, So that's what happens when you focus on what you want. So what Ernest Holmes is saying, show me one person who is for something and against nothing. So what are we for? And I want to read this last thing in closing, because it's from the same thing, the seminar lecture, and I want to leave it for you, because this is our inheritance. I know this week was about claim your inheritance, and we think about that claiming my money or whatever, or claiming my inheritance my father left me or whatever, but we do have an inheritance that we've been left with, and it's right here. It's right here and nowhere else. So Ernest Holmes wrote from the same talk, "Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. There is a power transcendent beyond our needs, our little wants. Demonstrating a dime is good if one needs it, or healing oneself of a pain is certainly good if one has it. But beyond that, at the real feast of the tabernacle of the Almighty, in the temple of the living God, in the banquet hall of heaven, there is something beyond anything that you and I have touched. Find me 1,000 people who know that and use it, and the world will no longer be famished. How important it is that each one of us in his simple way shall live from God, to God, with God, in God, and to each other. I trust a vision and an inspiration, something beyond a hope and a longing, that the living Spirit shall through us walk anew into its own creation, and a new glory come with a new dawn. And then he's saying, find me 1,000 people that will do that will use this power and spirit that they are, and there'll be a new dawn, or it can't help but happen. So what I know, I don't know how many people are in this room right now, but I bet you between all of us, we know 1,000 people. Probably more than that, right? So I just leave you with, go within, find out what is yours to do from that place of love, and just spread it. And there will be 1,000 people or more. Namaste. Thank you. So I invite Michael and Carrie up to share their music medicine with us.
All right, aloha everyone. Happy to be here and see all of you today. This past week has been just a wild ride, just amazing, just spending time with some beautiful people. Our friend Max Ribner and his beautiful girlfriend was in town this week, and he plays with the band Nako and Medicine for the People, who have been here for Homegrown, and so we've just been spending a lot of time creatively with them, and spent Election Day just sharing music and throwing our hearts out there with the world. And the song that we're about to play for you is called Sweet Drum, and it's a song written by Max, and it's just a beautiful song that we would love to share.
Firstly, I'd like to recognize my shirt signed by Olivia Newton-John right here. I don't wear that anywhere. For you guys, for sure. If you guys wouldn't mind just taking your hand to your heart for a minute, just feel your heartbeat for a moment, if that calls to you. Mine's beating very fast. Some people's beating slower. The song is a reminder to me just to step back from it all for a minute. Remember our heartbeat. Remember why we're here. So the song honors the heartbeat of Mother Earth. To all of our relations. And I know my heart beats 1 and 2 with the rhythm of the drum. Sweet drum. Sweet drum. And I know my heart beats 1 and 2 with the rhythm of the drum. Sweet drum, sweet drum. And I know my heart beats 1 and 2 with the rhythm of the drum. Sweet drum, sweet drum. Take a deep breath into this. Saved by the sound of Mama's song. Won't you show me the way back home, back home, back home. I've been saved by the sound of Mama's song. Won't you show me the way back home, back home. Right in your heart. Back home. Sing it if you feel. I've been saved by the sound of Mama's song. Won't you show me the way back home, back home. Back home. With heart obstacle is a stepping stone for us to grow. Walk tall. Walk tall. And I know that every obstacle is a stepping stone for us to grow. Walk tall. Walk tall. And I know that every obstacle is a stepping stone for us to grow. Walk tall. Walk tall.
I sage my heart for clarity, and I know it brings sincerity. Soul cleanse,
Soul cleanse.
soul cleanse.
Soul cleanse. And I sage my heart for clarity.
And I know it brings sincerity.
Soul cleanse. Soul cleanse.
And I sage my heart for clarity, and I
Sing
know
it.
it brings sincerity.
Soul cleanse. Soul cleanse. You guys ready to heartbeat? I know my heart beats one and two with the rhythm of the drum. Sweet drum. Can we say that all together? And I know my heart beats one and two
With the rhythm of the drum.
Sweet drum. Maybe one more time.
Sweet
drum. And I know my heart beats one and two with the rhythm of the drum. To your heart. Sweet drum. Sweet drum. Aloha, Max Ribner. Let us sit for the people.
Thank you so much. We're just savoring every Sunday, are we not? We're savoring you. Have you ever been savored? Well, you have been now. Wow. Well, I am going to talk a little bit about claiming our inheritance, because I think this is the time to do it if we were ever going to do it. To claim our inheritance. And what does that mean? Our divine inheritance, which includes everything. I found this wonderful, wonderful quote that says, "The same power who said, 'Let there be light,' and created a universe also said, 'Let there be you.'" The same power who said, "Let there be light," is the exact same power that said, "Let there be you." Does it get any better? Yes. I believe that every person has a deposit of God, goods, glory that nobody's ever had and nobody else ever will. That's what we're talking about today. That's how special we are. Yeah, I'm really letting it land because I think it's time for us to remember not only that we're kind of okay, we're kind of hanging in there, baby, but we're great. We come from that this power that has created everything, and I do mean everything, seen and unseen, had this divine idea and said, you, every one of us. That's how blessed we are. Not, oh my God, how lucky I am. Luck had nothing to do with it. You know me. Get a little passionate about this stuff. But this week I really had to take myself to a place that said, what can I do? And it said, stop being small and be the greatness of who you are. That is what you can do for this planet. Not out there, not in something. What can I do today, right here in this moment? How can I love myself even more? That I will be a reflection and my law of attraction will be only love. That's what we're being asked to do. We're asked, this has asked us in a transition of what they call power. They have not a clue. They have not a clue of what real power is happening right here and right now in this planet, in this world. This week we did have that wonderful workshop, which was, it was high-powered, and it was like very interesting for me because people came in, and I could just tell that there were probably many that said, oh, I'm not going to go to that workshop tonight because I am feeling so, this is a lot to push through, especially when it was high energy. It wasn't the kind where, some, workshops you get to just sit there and go, oh, that's a lovely thing. I'll write that down. I could still feel. No, right, Jackie? Who was there on Wednesday? Yeah. It was more like, okay, you have 5 minutes. And I love that what Rita was talking about. Because when you're so busy thinking about what you want and what you desire and who you are and your greatness, those little things that come in that said, no, you're not, no, you're not, no, you're not, have no place. Because you're so busy focusing on the good that you cannot think good and not so good at the same time. It is still a choice. It is still a choice. And that's kind of the rub, isn't it? That's kind of the rub. Wait a minute. No, that's the rub here about. So, on that, when you came in the door that night, Washington? They heard me talk about the power. So what happened was, can you imagine? What power are you speaking of? Where is it? Where is it? Can I use it? Yes, you can. So when you came in, you had your little name tag, and I had this idea, and that we incorporated in this workshop, of putting your fingerprint right next to your name. So I got totally into the fingerprint this week. Totally. It's like, Google God was there for me. And I thought to myself, what is this whole thing about our thumbprint? Little babies put their little heels on there. And do you know, I love this too, all science, everything, they don't have a clue at why we're unique. Oh my God. We know it's here, and it's got this really great little things, the little arches and little stuff. I know everybody's like, wow. And what it is it's developed between the 6 weeks and about 13 weeks, and your uniqueness starts getting an identity that's like imprinted, what I call God print. And it's like saying, no one's ever, you're never going to be duplicated. Whew. I don't know about you, but that excites me to no end that nobody, and I do mean nobody, is going to duplicate me. Can I hear amen? Can I hear amen? Nobody. All this time I thought I was that great, and I am. Oh my gosh, and so are you. that this incredible little thing that you can't really get rid of. And I'm thinking, but there's got to be a reason why. And I think it's because it's something for us to remember. That great burst, that great burst of life came up and said, I'm going to leave you a little reminder. I'm going to prove to you that nobody can be you. That you're going to walk this time here in this flesh. You're going to walk it as a unique being that has never been anything but good. Oh, what an inheritance. So the question is, are we going to claim our inheritance? Yes. Yes. So I still can't get over the fact that this little thing, and I just loved it too because they go, we don't really know why. Well, of course not. What do you know about greatness? Greatness goes beyond your whys or your hows. This is what we need to take into our world, is our greatness. And this little fingerprint gets to say, I was there. And I've told you this many times since day one that I've been in the center, that God had an idea. And it was you. And it was me. And this God said, not only do I have an idea, but you're not separate from me. We're like God's, like, I'll take another breath. There you are. And so it is. So I'm thinking, and not only that, but for my dear friends out there that do enjoy the Bible, I have a little Bible thing happening for you today. I was thinking of that idea that Jesus said about joint heirs. Have you ever been a joint heir? Who's ever received an inheritance of any kind? Yeah, like in the world. Yeah. Now, interesting about inheritance, when people leave you things, they leave an organization and you have to claim it. I remember being left something from my aunt, and it was a house, and I had to split it with, joint heirs with someone else. But I remember thinking, but I didn't work for this. Ooh. One of those thoughts that just came, oh yeah, I got an inheritance, but I didn't work for it. Because I came from that, work 17 jobs, and then you can put your feet up and claim it. Not quite 17, but maybe 3 or 4. And I thought to myself about this claiming an inheritance that says, I want nothing from you. This power that lives within us. Just like the trees that distribute the fruit and everything else, it says, I don't care who you are, I'm just making fruit, man. Take it, don't take it, claim it. It's really okay. Because my giving doesn't depend on what you're giving me. My giving doesn't depend. And it's the self-givingness of life is why you're here. And why I'm here. This creative force just kept doing it, just kept creating, and here we are. And because we are so great, we don't even compare. When you are unique, where would my comparing come to? Who would I compare you with? My greatness versus your greatness? Yeah. Yeah, what a week. What a life. We have an opportunity, man. Oh, opportunity. It's knocking. It's knocking you right out of complacency. It's knocking you right out of complacency. It's knocking us out to say, let me tell you something. You don't know how great you are? I'll give you something to be great about. Remember the old thing when we were like kids? I'll give you something to cry about. Well, my Father that lives within me as me says, I'll give you something to be great about. Don't shy away from that. What are you going to do with that? I'm going to be great. Whew. So what I did today, because I was thinking of the self-givingness, Rita and I came up with this brilliant idea for you because I want you not to forget the talk. I know that you guys go home and watch it on live stream over and over and over again. But what I know is that we have this little card, and I gave a sample one, and it says, I accept my divine inheritance now. And you say, well, how did you do that? You don't have my fingerprint. And the same power that created a universe and said, let there be light, said, let there be you. So you don't forget what Keith Kraft said. So we're going to pass these out, and what's going to happen at the end of service is your wonderful Rev is going to be over there, unless somebody wants to help me out here, and we have our little wonderful little clean things so that you can, and we're going to remember who we are and stick our fingerprint on that. And any time that you have a moment that you're wondering who you are, whip out your card, man, and say, I am a card-carrying, great, wonderful, mystical, beautiful, rich, powerful being. And my light is shining because the same power that said, let there be life, said, let there be me. Namaste. I'll meet you over there afterwards. Let's get our fingerprints. Namaste. Whew.
I love it. Yeah, there's something to be said.
Yes.
With when things look deep and down is the time to do your best work. Thank you, Ernest. Thank you, Patrick. All right, so this is our time of affirmative giving, sacred giving. And just so you know, 10% of what you give us goes out and back out into the world to places where we think that they possibly could use a little extra. So we're a tithing center, so thank you for tithing to Center for Spiritual Living Kaua'i and for helping this ministry go forward. So there's an affirmation in the program. If you could just read it with me, it would be great. And it says, today I meet my abundance. My abundance is forever expressing itself to me and through me. I can now see, hear, and feel it in and around me. It fills me with great surge of life. I share my abundance today, knowing there is always more and more. I share it, and it is returned to me, multiplied infinitely. And that's the truth.
Infinitely.
I see you, you see me. We gather today to set our hearts free. We've come to shine, shine, shine. We've come to shine, 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 and live in gratitude. I gotta breathe in this moment, breathe in this life, breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. I give thanks for life, for the air that I breathe, to live abundantly. Breathe in this moment, breathe in this life, breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. I give thanks for life, for the air that I breathe, to live abundantly. I gotta stay true to myself, true to myself and others. I gotta stay true to myself, because it's the only way. Breathe in this moment, breathe in this life, breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. I give thanks for life, for the air that I breathe, to live abundantly.
And so what I know is I do give abundantly and do receive abundantly. It is the law of circulation. And I am so grateful for each and every one of us, what we have brought here today, what's in this basket, and mostly what is in our consciousness. So I know that we have recognized this greatness, and we put that out into the world. We give that from that place of greatness, knowing that Everything that goes out comes back. It's the perfect circle. So knowing that, I just say mahalo, mahalo, as together we all say, and so it is.
This moment, breathe in this life. Breathe in this moment, breathe in this life. I give thanks for life, for the air that I breathe, live abundantly.
Ooh, what a day, what a day, what a day. Just so that, if you've noticed that the lovely Reverend Diane walked up to this wonderful thing and put something in it, this is what we call our building fund. And what this is about is that we have always said we start right where we are, and we don't sit there and wait for somebody to walk in with $1 million check. Today, what we do is we start right here. We're not waiting because we know it already is done in the mind of good God. So there you go. And I know what you're thinking right now. Where's that person that's going to walk up right now and say, I'm going to put you right over there? No one's going to do anything. We're going to do it from our consciousness, and that's what's going to let that happen, because it's already happened in the mind of good. So thank you for that. And if anything has come up for you today, we do have a box over there on the information table right around the corner, and we call it our yes box. It's our treatment box, and what happens there is you put in anything that you need a little extra knowing for, and we will be glad to know that for you. And right next to it is a suggestion box, or better yet, things that you would like to see, or just suggestions. But please do me a favor, put your name on it. Because if you don't put your name on it, then we address it, or things come up, and then we don't know who you are, and then you weren't there on the day that we actually announced it. So that way, if your name's on there, we'll be able to call you and say, yes, that's a great idea, or no, we're going to table that, or whatever. So there you go. So 2 boxes over there. One's a turtle box, and one's another beautiful yes box.
We're ready for
I
our
guess
closing.
we are. that was called the wife to the husband. Are we done?
Yeah.
Because they're ready for their fingerprints and cake.
All right. Yeah.
We get a couple maraca players up here, brother.
Maraca
Come on,
players
Steve.
up. Yeah,
Come on,
there we go.
Harry.
Steve's up
Jack's
there.
in the house.
Harry's running
We got
up.
Ron the
Harry's
Maid there.
there.
All right. Maybe we got our brother
Reverend Diane can come
Jay
up with
Souls
us
coming up.
here.
Everybody, Jay Souls in the house.
Uh-oh. Look at
Come over here, Harry.
you.
Come here, Jay
There
Souls.
we go.
All right, see how the band
Think
falls?
about
And
it,
Diane's our dancer today.
and must be high alone, down in the heart or hidden in the stars.
That's right. Stand up and let your greatness be shown.
Life is wasted time. Look inside your heart, I'll look inside mine. Things are looking better every day.
Every day.
In this whole world, we know the way. We walk along and see so clear. Living my life without fear.
Everybody, here we go.
Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh,
Come on, everybody.
bring me a higher love. Higher love. I'm thinking of.
Yeah, come on, Patrick. What do you know, brother?
I know that my mic wasn't on. So let's talk some gratitude here, shall we? Get the clapping going. I have a little feeling something's coming up for me. Uh-oh. You know what happens when that happens. I want to start with some gratitude. Woo! Let's start out with some gratitude for each and every one of you in this room that have brought your consciousness here. For those beautiful greeters at the door, that wonderful Katie. And Ron. Ooh, right there. We're continuing on with all the rest of the things, and we just have to put Michelle LeMay, put her name on it. As a matter of fact, she's already doing something right now. Can't even be here because she's doing something else for CSL Kaua'i.
And look who else is here.
Uh-oh, we have Janice here too. Come on in, Janice. Do we have our little one with us? Oh, there you are.
Maybe these kids want to say something.
They do. No?
Nope.
They don't
Okay.
want to say anything. You want to say anything while we're doing gratitude?
We celebrated being thankful for our hair and all the things we can do.
And how funny, they are celebrating their hands and we were celebrating our fingerprints. Ah, coincidental. All right, so anyway, where were we? Ron's over there every week making hospitality look so easy, so good, so easy, so good. Can you feel it?
Come on, Patrick. Come on,
I think
brother.
it's happening. I know that Michael,
Here we go.
it's Carrie,
Here we go.
it's Luis,
Here we go.
and the group,
Here we go.
and the group. We're
Patrick.
talking love. Oh, bodies moving one by one, and everybody knows, everybody knows, everybody knows. that we are great. What are we? We are. What are we?
We are great.
How do you know? 'Cause I said so. How do you know? 'Cause I said so. What are we? What are we? What are we? What are we?
Come on, Rita.
What are we? Can't hear you. What are we? What are we? Ah, so we're living with gratitude in our hearts.
Here we go.
We're taking it out. Taking it out on the island. I'm grateful for Reverend Diane just for being you. I'm grateful for Rita for many things. We're not going to talk about them right here, right now. We're not going to talk about them right here, right now.
What about you?
Oh, about me?
I'm grateful for you.
Patrick,
I'm
here we
grateful
go.
for who?
Raise
Are
the
we
roof.
grateful for Patrick?
Are we grateful for
Yeah.
Patrick? I accept. I accept. Put your fingerprints up.
Put your
Put
fingerprints
your,
up on the
put
floor.
your fingerprints up with an you're unique. Unique. We're talking unique. Unique.
Put your fingerprints
Unique.
in the sky.
I think it's time. Unique.
Your fingerprints up in
Unique.
the sky. Raise them up,
Unique.
high, yeah.
Unique. What are we? Unique.
Raise them up.
Unique.
Raise them up.
Unique. And we say, and so it is. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is.
We're back. Here we go, everybody. Come on, come on.
Bring me your higher love. Bring me your higher love. Higher love. I keep thinking of worlds are turning. Never hanging on. Facing our fears and making our home. A yearning, and it's real to me. I know there's someone who's cheering for me. Bring me a higher love.
Come on, everybody, clap. Throw your papers. You don't need them.
Bring me a higher love.
All right, let's raise your roof.
Bring me a higher love.
Oh, yeah.
Higher love. I keep thinking
Let's bring it down.
of. Bring me a higher love.
Oh, yeah.
Bring me a higher love.
Sing it, Jason.
Bring me a higher love.
Let's raise the roof one more time.
Higher love. I keep thinking of.
Higher love, everybody. Spread it in the streets. Spread it in your hearts. Spread it in your dreams. We're all in this together. One family, one ohana.